What's up, Foundation Pineapple? Today we have the Build Driver from the currently running Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Build. The Build Driver is his transformation device. As you can see here, it's all kinds of gears and stuff. But as we usually like to prefer, let's talk about the toy itself. It's a DX, as you expect. Decent plastic, just like we saw from the Gamer Driver. Now, this one does make a lot of noises itself. The crank function, super smooth. The handle twists and that twist, so you don't have to adjust how your hand is placed. Works whether you go that way or that way. And I really like that these little gears will crank with it. And then you got little hazard designs here that follow along throughout the show. And then you have your two bottle slots. Now the gimmick for Kamen Rider Build are full bottles. And these contain organic and inorganic materials. Here we have, for the base form, we have Rabbit and Tank. Rabbit, if you can get a close look up on that, you see it has a little design of a rabbit face. I like it. And then you see the bottle, it has like a fake liquid in there. You see it's got kind of a divot. That's what moves and shakes. And now there's got to be some sort of rubber or something on this bottom piece because you can feel it shaking. It's got a little spring to it. It's got a nice feel. You have your Japanese arcade code, as on all things, and I have no idea because I'm not in Japan. Now in the top here is how you get that nice bottle movement function. You see there's a little plastic bit that comes down, and when you hit that, it goes. So there's a part in here that when you crank will make that go up and down. And you got your sticker. The secret only geniuses way to figure out what is the best match and what isn't. And we are out of focus. Let's try to focus. There we go. And so the cap part, you always see it in the show. The cap will be like that all the time for some reason, and then they'll like activate it. So there's definitely a single peg that fits into a like double peg situation. And so you can feel both snaps on either side. It doesn't feel bad or anything. I just still don't understand the purpose of doing it in the show. But there's no one way to do it or the other. Most of the time, if I try to do it, I'll pull it too far. So I just kind of leave them like that. Anyway, that's how they show them off. But then for some reason, when they're going to Henshin, they pull it around as if it's a thing. And then on the back of your full bottle, you got your grip, so to speak, and then you have the readers. The Build Driver uses, similar to the Drive Driver, a pin system. So as that scrapes along those 3 pins in the back here, if we can refocus back out, in the 3 pin slots here, when those go through it, much like the Drive Driver and the Mock Driver, it will tell the driver what is being put in there. So, oh, we already were on. Silly me. It knows it's the rabbit, whereas if you put in Tank, now Tank is the inorganic for your base form. And let me turn down a light. There we go. A little bit better. No. Alright, new recording screen. Anyway, so the Tank, as you can tell here, let's fix the zoom. Lovely. Tank has a little tank image. If you can't see it, like those are the wheels. And then there's the gun shooting out. And just a little design around it. Not a bad one. As you see, the same sort of divot in the liquid. As you see, the same little plastic thing pops out. Same sticker, because they are a best match. Many same things. Now I have noticed this with the bottles. This initial long usually seems to be like the organic, or the first bottles that go in the slot usually have it in the middle, where the other ones have it on the end. And I want to say that's the case, but it might not be the case. I have to check my other bottles. But those codes are what tell the driver what they do. Now, these are DX bottles. They came with the belt. I also, for demonstration's sake, have a Gachapon bottle. And this is the orange full bottle. This is the metallic version. This is part of the best match for Kamen Rider Gaim's best match form. So you would use this lock seed with the lock. I mean, you use this lock seed. Ha! You use this full bottle with the lock full bottle to get the Kamen Rider Gaim jingle. But as you can see, the bottle essentially the same thing. Got your same divots on the back. The color doesn't follow through to the back, but I do not know if that is because it's metallic or if it's because it's Gachapon. Because the metallic kind of goes all the way through. You still got your jingle jangle in there. Still feels good, but honestly does not have the same bounce that the DX ones do. So I would not be surprised if there's a small piece of rubber in there. Maybe we'll take them apart one of these days. They seem pretty sealed, kind of like an action figure. But so the biggest difference with the Candy and the Gachapon ones, and for the metallic or the special versions, it doesn't even matter. The liquid movement function of the belt, as you can see, the red liquid chunk in there was moving up and down because of that little thing. Well, on the Candy and Gachapon, there is no little thing. They actually come with the cap taken off. Now, this one's a special edition. It came to me like this in its packaging, so I'm not going to rip it off now, even though I almost did. I like the metallic version. Something tells me that I'm going to be picking up a lot of the Gachapon ones, because they have the same details as far as the carvings in the front. But they have that nice metallic finish, not only to the bottle, but to the metal parts. Like that black metal finish is nice. And it's honestly like a premium Bandai type like edition of the bottle, I think. And you know, you lose that liquid movement, but if you're using the metallic one, which I like metallic stuff more anyway, then you're not going to see that anyway, so what difference does it make? So when you put the best match in the build driver, you get the best match sound. So let's hear that real quick. Ooh, ooh. You can mix them all up. And the belt doesn't care which order you put it in, so even though it'll still do the sound effects for Rabbit Tank, not Tank Rabbit. And so then there we see another fun part of the belt. The belt has these beautiful LED lights. I think it's only, maybe even just one, that have all kinds of reflective on the inside. We'll do the finisher just so we can see it. And it'll do the bottle colors for announcements. White for talking. But then it'll run in a rainbow of colors, and it just looks really nice. Like the LED's bright, you can see it. The silver part turns as you're cranking the belt. It looks very nice. And then as you saw, you got those two colors. And then it's just going to do a generic combination. Now, we'll never see orange in the show, but these combinations do exist where they're not best match, but Sento, Kamen Rider Build, will use them to different effects. And now, a question you might have, what if you put in just one bottle? Well, let's find out. It's the same sound effects as if you had just not a best match. So, I don't think they'll ever play with it in the show. And I think it's just a consequence of this is a toy. Stop nitpicking. But, I find that interesting. That just sticking in one bottle. Would you have half an orange form, or would you get a full, like, cross dragon form, but with the bottle? But then you would need a dragon. God knows we're not going to get anything in the dragon anyway. Now, there are some other pieces to this belt. Before we go, grab it off the holder here that I wanted to point out. You do have over here a hook-on something. Now, from toy catalogs, we believe this is going to be a the hazard button, I believe is what's being said. It's a device that's going to strap onto the side and have like an emergency button or whatever. I don't believe the mid-season sparking form has any touch there, but I could be wrong on that. It might clip on in the side or something, because it looks like it's mainly in these two slots, much like the dragon. It's a long belt. Like, I can't even keep it in frame. And then, so here's your batteries. It's got the usual that we've seen from the DX recently. Little push button, you push that in and you're able to slide the battery pack out. It takes a number of, I want to say, AAAs. And there's your on-off switch. Right there. And so this is a spectacular quality belt. Super happy with it. And I look forward to collecting and showing off all the different full bottles. Because that yeah on all the different best matches is probably my favorite Kamen Rider sound thus far. But that's going to do it for the Kamen Rider Build driver. And we will see you next time.